Hi and welcome to AFTV's daily news show with myself, Cecil G. I have my guest waiting, James B, but we're going to quickly begin by saying, listen, as everyone knows, again, we're at home. We're in our own space. We're not in the office due to the coronavirus and the lockdown. So everyone in the UK, that's for everyone here. The big question that I'm going to be speaking about today is Pepe or Willian. And we're going to get into what I think, because I actually think we can do both. We can play both or have none of them. So get your questions in, get the comments in, and we'll pop them up throughout the live stream. But before I move on, let me introduce my co-host, James B. How are you, James? You okay?
Yeah, good, man. Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, very good, very good. Just been, I think, yesterday I was just number crunching on Pepe and Willian because, as you know, from the beginning, I haven't been Pepe's biggest fan. The consistency for me wasn't strong enough in his play. I think his delivery wasn't always great, and what I expected him to do for the team, he just wasn't doing. And I think alongside Willian, I thought he might be the answer. But now, especially after the game against Aston Villa, I'm like, I don't think neither of them are at the standard at the moment to be in the Arsenal team. I was very disappointed in his performance, and if I'm honest, I'm not happy with both of them. And I know there's going to be a lot of stick. Robbie's said that Ziyech, he's gone, James is gone, Wi-Fi problems. But I know guys get your comments, and I know Robbie said Willian will be better than Ziyech, and I know everyone now is laughing at poor Robbie, but he's fully understands that was a mistake and a misjudgment. And Ziyech is clearly proven at the moment that he is a better player than Willian. But so I'm going to keep looking at your comments and bringing them up. But what I generally believe is that after looking at many of the statistics, I'll wait for James to return to explain the statistics between Pepe and Willian, that neither of them are at like I said before, at the level for Arsenal. They aren't creating enough. They're not even, their job, in my opinion, would be to get down the line and cross the ball in to create chances, because that's where we're lacking for Arsenal, is the chances being created. So that is what you'd think. That's your job to do, create the chances. Yeah, we're going to go through some statistics that I want you guys to take, listen to what I've looked at, and then you guys can use it and just say, I'm backing up my point basically of why I don't feel that Willian and Pepe are at the level for Arsenal at the moment. And I don't know what needs to be done. I believe Pepe is definitely a confidence player. So when he's confident, should we really be playing him? But that is such a hit and miss thing to have, is judging a player's confidence and allowing them to play. So I'm going to bring James back. It's James, hello. Obviously, Wi-Fi, I'm sure.
I'm just going to put a disclaimer out, because I see a lot of people. I saw some comments saying AFTV need to invest in like broadband for your house and stuff. Mate, we've done these streams all the time, and at first it was absolutely fine, and the last couple, I don't know genuinely what's been going on. But yeah, gonna have to get on the phone and sort that out, because sorry about that. But if I dip out, you're steering the ship. It's all good.
No worries. Brian says none. I need Reece Nelson. Pepe is here for a second season by I'm a Bassa Jig. There's a lot of comments coming in. Get your comments in, Pepe. I want to hear everyone's opinion. I'm going to break down for you why they may be inconsistent. So Jaden says, Sanchez, Pepe deserves a run. We need to play to his strengths, which is get him in behind. Okay, I like that. James, what's your opinion? Before I go into the stats and figures and explain why am I thinking of maybe neither of them is the answer, then let me hear your opinion. Like on what do you think about Pepe and Willian? Who should be the main guy? I know it's a hard question, because if I'm honest, we haven't seen much to really convince us.
Yeah. God, what a great question. Because okay, a week ago, Willian deserved his place for me, because I felt that Pepe wasn't giving enough. He was too inconsistent. Whereas Willian, as bad as he'd been at times, I felt offered you something in terms of the press, and he comes short for the ball, and he's kind of the only recognised number 10 in the team.
Yeah.
But and I know maybe I'm being a bit reactionary here, but after the Villa game, I was like, Now, Willian's not the answer. I'll tell you why, because when you have those games where it's not working for you, Willian can't have an impact, can't make anything happen. Whereas you saw when Pepe came on, he could just make something out of nothing, can't he? He can just get the ball cut inside, curl a shot towards goal, and you're thinking, right, we're pinning them back here. We can do something. In defence of Willian, I also think we should be seeing him more in the 10 or on the left. You know, give him the opportunity to come inside from his favoured onto his favoured right foot where the pitch opens up and maybe he can make something happen. So, you know, to answer your question while sitting on the fence, as I tend to do, I think the answer is to have both, if I'm honest.
Yeah, okay, so... Yeah. So, guys, listen, James there said play both of them. And if I'm honest, I've looked at that option as well. And we're going to get into that later. But before we go into that, so I'm going to show you guys, and I'm going to let you know some stats just to clear this debate a little bit. So, right, let's get into this. So, the Mulder game, right? So, the Mulder game where Pepe played most of the game. Oh, they both did. No, Pepe and Willian both played, right? So, here it goes. Total crosses, right? From Pepe. Let's start with Pepe. Total crosses, 3. Yeah. Good crosses, so that led to a chance or hit the target, 1. Okay. And then open play crosses, 3. Okay. So let me go down to one below now. Joe Willock. Yeah. Total crosses, 5. Good crosses, 2. And then open play crosses, 5. And open play crosses that led to a chance were 2. So that's already higher than Pepe. All in all, and he's not playing on the wing, okay? So Willock's taking it there for now. Willian, 8 total crosses, okay? 3 of them were good. So he got the highest amount of crosses that were good, but that could have been from a free kick or whatnot. So he got that. Open play crosses was 4, so that was less than Willock, and then good open play crosses was 1, the same as Pepe. He also had 1 good open play cross. So Willock takes it there. So he wins that in that game against Mulder. So that's both of them, Pepe and Willian, and then Willock's kind of outdone them, and he's not even playing on the wing for crosses. Now that's what I look for Pepe and Willian to be able to provide. Yes, they've got flair and they can beat players, maybe do some key passes, but they shouldn't be getting beaten for a number of crosses and good crosses by a midfielder, in my complete opinion. Okay, in the comments, do let me know if you agree with that. That's one. Stats can be misleading. I agree. Sorry, let me get out. Love Stevie says stats can be misleading. Now I am not really a stat man. I've spoken about it many times. James is the stat this way. James is the stat guy. He loves the stat, and I've been a player, so I always normally go against the stats. However, I went deeper into this because I was like, I don't, from a player's point of view, I still don't think they're doing enough. So it's only right that I backed it up with looking at the stats. So here we go. We're going to go into the Man United game, okay, that we won, the most recent one. Against United, Willian had the highest amount of crosses with 6, but good crosses that hit the target and led to chances was 0. Okay, so I mean that's a big stat in itself. Obviously, Pepe didn't play. So whereas Bellerin had 2 good crosses, so he basically beat Willian in the crossing statistics that led to chances. So again, these are our wingers. They're not doing the job that I believe they should be doing. Whether Arteta's coached them to not put crosses in, but I doubt that very much. As a manager, you don't want your wingers to get crosses in and create chances. So that's that one. And again, stats don't always tell the truth, but I went deeper because I feel like it was only fair. So let's do this. We're going to go back to a game that every Arsenal fan was raving about. We look like we're back to the new Arsenal, the great Arsenal was when we played against Fulham. We started the season very well against Fulham. Now, I haven't got Pepe's stats here because I don't believe he played, but Willian was heavily involved. Now, so total amount of crosses, Willian did 4. Okay, that he did 4. Bellerin was the highest crosser in that game with 6. Yeah, and then good crosses were 1 from Willian. The highest good crosses that led to a chance and opportunity for Arsenal was Hector Bellerin with 2, and he had the highest amount of crosses in open play with 6. So they're the games I looked at. I think James is frozen. That's fine. So guys watching, that's the games I looked at, and those are the stats. Now, like we just said there before, stats aren't always the answer, but it backs up our point. I don't believe Willian and Pepe are at the level yet. They're not doing what I think Arsenal need, which is creating chances, crossing the ball in. And for me, that it just shocked me, those stats. So those are my stats for the day. James, your opinion on what you've heard there, and people in the comments. There's a lot of comments coming in now. I should actually, before we ask your opinion, let me just get some of these up. Let's do this. Dungeon Master, let's be realistic. Arteta won't drop Willian. He doesn't like Pepe on the right wing. We need a cam, so why not Pepe as a cam and Willian on the right wing, in my opinion. I'm going to give a little clap because he kind of revealed what I'm going to bring to the show, which is a bit annoying that I picked that one now. But yes, I have that. We have that set up. We'll discuss that later. We got this one here. S. Grind Daily. Give Willian back to the Blues. I mean, some people. I mean, we spent the money. We kind of have to find a way to use them, I believe. I just saw a good one as well. Let's have a look at this one. Ndifi. Pepe might be inconsistent, but he won't find his consistency on the bench. Oh. Okay, I hear that. I hear that loud. But then where does he, if he's not at the level, he needs to understand that he needs to be dropped for the team purposes. But then how can he find his consistency? Can he play in the under-23s? I'm asking just random questions here because he may feel like getting game time. You might feel like that will get his consistency better. But then some players mentally, and I feel Pepe is definitely one of these players, if he got dropped to the 23s to get game time, to find consistency, his mental strength, I don't believe, will benefit being in like under 23 games or cup games, shall I say. So yeah, it's we're looking for a lot from Pepe at the moment, and Willian, to be fair. So I find how stats only apply when it's against Pepe. I find it funny how stats only apply when it's against Pepe. 2-2. I don't know, James. What do you think about this comment? Because I tried to look for the games where Pepe had the opportunity, like say the Molde game, when he played the most of the games. So I'm just like, it's hard when he had the game time. If the stats don't go in his favour, that's down to the performance.
Yeah. Here's where it gets difficult, right? Pepe isn't doing enough right now. I'm just going to say it how it is for me anyway. Pepe is not doing his opportunities. Having said that, Willian and Lacazette aren't doing enough either, but they're playing every game. So it's one of those, like, to change, right? If you're a manager, you're thinking of changing your 11 and like rotating personnel, whatever. You're doing it for one of two reasons. Either there's players on the bench who are putting serious pressure on you to play. Joe Willock's one of them. Reece Nelson potentially. Maitland-Niles for his performances before, but at the moment not so much. But Pepe's not one of those players. His performances aren't screaming, "You must play me." They're not. Yeah. However, the second reason you rotate your team is because the ones you got in there aren't living up to it either. And Lacazette and Willian 100% fall in that category. Aubameyang slightly, but we'll forgive him because he's playing out of position. So, so with the latter, you're tempted to say, Willian and Lacazette, you're not performing. Get out. We're chucking in Pepe. But you've got to remember that Pepe hasn't exactly earned that position himself either. So it's still a gamble for Arteta. It's still no one's doing it at the moment. Even Bukayo Saka, like he's looked one of our better players this season, but still not as good as we know he can be. There's loads of players who were so reliable last year, like Kieran Tierney, doesn't look at it at the moment. Look at El Neni and Holding, like superstars at Old Trafford, awful on Sunday. Yeah. So it's a dilemma for Arteta. And it's funny, it brings back this whole, Robbie calls it the O word, Ozil, because your value never increases more than when you're not playing. Like when you're not in the team, everyone's suddenly like, well, they could do a job. And people forget for the last 2 years, Ozil hasn't done a job. Ozil hasn't been very good. He's been okay. He's had moments, but he's not been that good. And that's where it gets difficult. Do I think bringing in Pepe suddenly fixes all our problems? No, I don't. But I do think he's better than Willian at the moment in terms of what he's giving. And I think ultimately, to get the best out of these players, we need a total change of system. We need to pull the whole thing apart and start again. Give us more balance, more dynamism, and maybe we'll see Pepe doing something.
Agreed. Now, guys, everyone listening and watching, this is all after Project Restart, in my opinion. I feel previously some of the players had good forms, like Pepe's, but since Project Restart, for me, I haven't been happy. I haven't seen Arsenal play great actually at all, really. Okay, yeah, we've had some wins, but apart from Fulham, I don't think we played to the level that we as Arsenal fans expect and want to see. I've been very disappointed in it. So since Project Restart, that is where this is all coming from. The consistency in players has been terrible. I feel like the win over United just papered over some cracks. I have some comments here. Even if there was higher crosses, I believe Gabby's saying here, who's gonna get on the end of them? And I have to agree with your comment, bro, because Lacazette, I thought was the guy for that, but I've seen him not duck out of chances, but not put his body there and attack the header, or he's had opportunities that he's missed. So I agree. Now we're going to move on to, after this question, Harsh. It's not about Pepe or Willian or anybody. I think that Arsenal need a number 10 and a leader. I don't think Oba is a leader. If we have someone like Bruno, we would easily be challenging for top 4. Now, I'm not going to compare Bruno as I'm not going to say Bruno is a leader, in my opinion. I agree that we need a number 10. So we're going to touch on this right now. James, if you could just pop up my starting 11 at home that I think should look at in this international break. I think Arteta should look at maybe a new style that can help. Here we go. So if you guys can see on the screen there, this is the 11 that I generally believe we need to be starting. This is at home. It's Tierney on the left. I know he had a bad game against Aston Villa. However, I think that's because he was out of position, in my opinion. He shouldn't be in the back three. We have Gabriel and Luiz, and then Bellerin on the right, right back position. So I'm going with a 4-3-3 formation. They're my centre backs. I feel like this should be the consistent back line. So that's what I generally believe. I think they need to get to know each other and play with each other often, just to familiarise themselves. I think Tony Adams said it in his interview with Sky Sports literally the other day, when saying that players need to get, especially the back line, have to get used to playing with each other. It's imperative. So that's what I think he should go with. 2 sitting in front in defensive mid should be Partey and Ceballos. The reason why I have Ceballos there is because he's more attack-minded at home. Again, I think our problem against Aston Villa is we sat back. With this formation, I feel like Ceballos can unlock defences and he'll drive forward. Partey can sweep round and cover up and do the defensive work. Willian in the 10. Okay, now this is basically due to the stats of they're not getting enough crosses in. They might fare better in the 10 role, and playing both of them gives us more of a problem for teams to deal with. Do you know what I mean? Because if you look at it like this, Liverpool have, when Firmino came back, they had Jota, Firmino, Salah, and Mane all playing. They had all 4. Instead of dropping one of them, he used all 4. I feel like this is what Arsenal should be doing after the international break. Pepe on the right, Aubameyang down the middle, which everyone is screaming out for. I think it's only right, and then Saka on the left. That is my 11. James, if you could just throw up the away one, I'm going to quickly blitz through it. There's not much difference. I've taken out. Oh yeah, I've got Ceballos there for home. Yeah, no. For the away games, Ceballos should be changed for Xhaka. That's my fault. Just because it's a bit more defensive minded when we're away from home. So Xhaka and Partey instead of Ceballos. So Partey and Xhaka, it gives us more solidarity in the midfield there. And then Pepe in the 10, which I actually think is probably his best position, but we've yet to see it. I just believe him feeding Aubameyang will be the answer to a lot of our problems. Thank you very much. That is my 11. You'd like to turn that down, guys? Let me know.
Sorry, I should have put Xhaka in there. My bad.
No problem. That is my. That is, guys. In the comments, please let me know. Just do you think after the international break that is something that Arteta could consider? Because if I'm honest, I don't see a problem in that. I don't know if you do, James, in having all four of our attacking players playing. And someone in the 10. I know a lot of people are screaming out for Reece Nelson and Willock. Of course, I'm a big Willock fan, so I would love to see that. But right now, and what I see from Arteta, I don't think that he's gonna trust in the younger players yet. In my honest opinion, I don't know if you agree, James. Let me know. What do you think? What do you think?
He's definitely favoured seniority of late. You know, he seems to trust the older players more. Whether that's a tactical thing, whether that's a long-term managerial decision to keep him on side, I don't really know. But there's no, you know, I don't like comparing us to our rivals, but I feel I kind of have to. If you look at Chelsea last season, Lampard arrived, and what I really respected, I don't think Lampard is the next big thing as a manager.
Oh, you just frozen. Wi-Fi issues.
Hello,
This is what it's like. Yeah, I can hear you. It's fine. I just carried on. Go on. Off you go. Talk to us. Are you still there? Pepe, Nelson. Pepe and Nelson better than Willian. A lot of people are saying this. Hello, I can hear you, James. Adam saying, why are you starting Willian? Give Willock a chance. Now, here's the thing, guys. I promise, I know you're going to feel like, no, you put that in your 11, but I want Willian in, I want Willock in the starting 11. However, I just don't feel that Arteta is going to do that when we get back from the international break. I really don't. So yeah, I just feel like putting all four in and having someone in the 10 will create more chances for us. It'll be a better outlook. We have more opportunity going forward in creating chances. I feel like that is what we're screaming out for. Of course, in the January window, we can go out and probably buy someone, the Awards or creative midfielder. But I actually don't believe that's going to be the answer for Arsenal's problems. Going out and buying a creative midfielder. Yes, James. Welcome back,
man. I'm gonna be down the phone going nuts. I'm trying to stream. I'm trying to chat. I'm trying to chat to our fans about football and Arsenal, and the internet doesn't want me to. But look, what I was going to say was, and thanks for taking over while I'm getting screwed by the Wi-Fi here. But the main point I was going to make, and I'm probably just going to shut up for the rest of the stream and let you take over. But what I was going to say is, if you look at Lampard, he came in.
Well, it can't play. Do you know what? Please also describe the bench. Now, I didn't actually consider that yet. It'll be the likes of the Willocks, Reece Nelsons as well. That we can bring in to inject just youth and energy into that starting line that I chose. So yeah, that's the bench in my opinion. Do you still think? Awesome. Dave says, do you still think Arsenal would get better? Yeah, 100%. I feel like we're going the right way. I still believe, and here we go, I know the comment's going to come. I believe in Arteta's process, and I know everyone's going to be like, oh, what's the process? But he has improved the defence. We are clearly moving forward from the Emery phase. But yeah, I still think Arsenal have got loads of space and time to get better. This live is a Wi-Fi monstrosity, by the way, today. I also want to just touch on Gunnosaurus's return. I don't know if you guys saw, Gunnosaurus is back. We got Gunnosaurus, which I just thought on a light-hearted side. Yeah, he's returned. He returned yesterday, so big up to him. I used to love seeing him when I went and watched Arsenal play. So before this coronavirus, so yeah, the captain should be side. Just taking some comments here. People, Jordan, reset the router is simple. Oh, poor James. Listen, James will be back, I'm sure. Also, this one here, Daniel, Arsenal have not improved at all. Haven't improved. Well, I can't agree with that because of the defense. We have definitely improved in our defense, bringing in the likes of Gabriel. Actually, we have a number of defenders now. I think it's 9. So, and having that title of the best defense in the league, I don't think that is the same now. That kind of is a wrong statement, in my opinion. Have you checked Emery? Reset the router. Okay, let me take this one here. KKK Capanega Cecil, your lineup is the best way we won against Sheffield with that was the last time I saw some fluidity. Yeah, I just feel like, guys, people that are watching just, it's frustrating watching Arsenal at the moment. Like, and then watching other teams. Obviously, we watch all games and have to analyze everything, myself and James. But I just feel like watching us and then watching other teams, the way I always talk about the urgency from Arsenal is poor. It's awful. Going forward, the urgency to play is terrible. It doesn't seem like it's not even the creativity problem. It's just like we get the ball, we go along the back line, we go across the back line again, we slowly get to the wingers, then we go across the midfield. Like, and all the opposition get behind the ball, and we haven't got the players to unlock their defence. So it's frustrating, and I'm a passionate Arsenal fan. I'm sure you guys have been following Arsenal's performances and also probably agree with me. It's not the same Arsenal, and I can't always be like, oh, I miss Wenger ball and how we played, because the game has changed completely from that time. There's low blocks in places, and teams are finding out how other teams play more, and the lesser teams, shall I say, have more firepower nowadays and cause a lot of big teams problems. But it's just this sort of answers just what I'm saying, robotic football. And that's not even just, do you know what? That's not even down to just the way teams are playing and how we play. It's the VAR, if you get touched in the box, like we literally, which I agree with, because I'm a striker, I do exactly the same. As soon as I get touched, I go down. But it's the small margins that can win you the game that are kind of, I'm not going to go into ruining the game, but it's not giving us the football that I grew up watching and loving. It's getting a bit deep. And we've kind of moved off the subject of Pepe and Willian, but it's the truth. It really is the truth. And yeah, it's something that it needs to come back. It needs to come back. The old way that Arsenal play. So yeah, I don't know if James is going to be back joining us. So yeah, I think like this. I know James wanted to speak about the return of Callum Chambers. He said he played in the under-23s in a penalty shootout win against Gillingham. That was pretty much what he wanted to say. He said Callum Chambers is back. So before I end the live, I just want to say that is on James's behalf. He wants to let you guys know Callum Chambers is likely to make a return to Arsenal after the international break. I also want to talk about, just quickly before I end, that AFTV, we have a VIP web app. I know Robbie's been speaking about it recently, but the web app is not on the App Store, so don't go look in there. Where they made it for every fan. It's for everyone in the world. You have to just click on the link, go to aftv.mobi, which I believe will be in the description of this YouTube video. So go onto YouTube, click on that, download the app. You get exclusive content. You get the YouTube videos free first, and yeah, it's an ad-free app. So please go check that out. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thank you for listening and staying tuned. We are doing an everyday daily show. 1 at 10, 1 at 7. Robbie will be here this evening. So everyone is screaming out, where's Robbie? He'll be there. And yeah, remember, it's Remembrance Day, 11 a.m. Make sure you do your minute silence. Take care. That is all from me, Cecil G. Have a great rest of your day.